The broken map, the great council chamber, was silent. Only the soft hum of star charts filled the vast hall. Countless stars glowed in the air, spreading from one corner of the galaxy to the other. But every being in the chamber could see the same strange thing. The maps always ended at one place. The place marked only by black lines, Earth's border. A young alien researcher named Aaron sat at the edge of the chamber, his eyes fixed on the blank space. It looked like someone had cut a piece of the galaxy away. No stars were shown, no planets, no routes, nothing. Just an endless void where Earth should have been. The elder council leader raised his hand, his voice deep and firm. Once again, let it be remembered. The border is not to be crossed. No ship, no scout, no probe. We will not risk the return of what sleeps there. Whispers spread among the crowd. Aaron leaned closer, listening. One voice said, "My ancestors told stories. They said humans fought the first war of the stars and they won. They defeated every empire that stood against them," another voice argued. "Nonsense. If humans were so strong, why would they vanish? Why would their worlds fall silent?" a third voice whispered. "Because silence is more terrifying than war." Aaron's heart pounded. He had studied maps his whole life. He knew that maps were not just drawings. They were memories, proof of where ships had traveled, of what explorers had seen. But no explorer's memory ever returned from Earth's border. Later that night, Aaron stood alone in the archive room. Ancient tablets and glowing data crystals surrounded him. He touched one. It opened with a soft hum. The record showed a fleet of 10 warships, strong and proud, leaving for Earth. The record ended there. No return, no last message, only silence. Aaron whispered to himself. Where did they go? What happened beyond the border? His mind filled with questions. Outside the archives, thunder rolled through the skies of the council world. Storms like this came when the orbit shifted, but Aaron felt as if the storm echoed inside him. Restless calling, he remembered his mentor's warning. Curiosity is a spark that burns. Young one, the border is afire. Touch it, and it will consume you. But Aaron could not turn away. The next day, he requested permission to study the maps. The council refused. It is forbidden, the elder said. The galaxy's peace depends on fear. Leave it untouched. Aaron bowed his head. But inside, he made his choice. He would not leave it untouched. As night fell, Aaron entered the docks. His small ship waited, silent, hidden between giant carriers. Its surface shimmered under the dock lights. He placed his hand on the hull, whispering, You and I will go where no one dares. The ship lifted quietly. Engines low, slipping into the black sea of stars. Behind him, the council's world shrank. Ahead stretched the endless galaxy, and in the far distance, darker than night, lay Earth's border. The journey took days. Every system he passed had warnings carved into space beacons. Turn back. No passage. Forbidden. Some beacons were broken. Their messages faded, but their silence felt heavier than their words. On the 6th day, his instruments began to flicker. Screens showed static. Signals twisted into strange patterns. At first he thought it was failure, but then he heard it. Faint. Almost like a breath, a whisper in his own language. Why do you come here? His body froze. No ship was near, no signal should exist. But the voice came again, clearer this time. You should not be here. Aaron's hands shook. He tried to respond, but no words came. He shut the comms and sat still. The border stretched before him, a black wall without stars. As if the universe itself refused to shine there, his heart pounded harder and still. Curiosity burned brighter than fear, he whispered. Because I need to know. His ship crossed the first marker. Lights dimmed and the galaxy behind him seemed to vanish. He was alone, staring into the endless dark. The map ended, but his journey had just begun. Whispers in the Voideron sat in the pilot's seat, his hands gripping the controls as the darkness swallowed his ship. Behind him, the stars were gone. Ahead of him, there was nothing. Only a wall of night that seemed alive. The silence was heavy. Then it broke. A sound rose from the comm system, not static, not noise, but voices first faint, then stronger. Turn back, they whispered. Leave this place. The voices spoke in different tongues. Some ancient, some modern, some he recognized. Others he had only read in the oldest records. His heart raced. How can they know my language? He whispered. The ship's translator showed no source, no sender. It was as if the void itself was speaking to him. Suddenly, the lights flickered. The navigation panel died one by one. His instruments went dark. The engines hummed weaker. He felt a cold weight pressing on him, like unseen eyes watching. He activated the emergency crystal, a glowing sphere that stored pure memory energy. Its surface shimmered, projecting a small map. But the map ended at the same border. Blank beyond, the voices returned, clearer now, repeating the same phrase in many tongues. "We remember you." Aaron's chest tightened. He felt his breath quicken. He tried to shut the comms, but the ship refused. The system kept opening by itself. Voices pouring through, some sounded like children, some like soldiers, some like the dying. "What are you?" Aaron whispered. The ship shook. Alarms blared. A shadow passed over the hull. But when he looked outside, nothing was there, only darkness pressing against the glass. He remembered the archives, the fleets that never returned, the stories of silence, and now he was hearing the echoes of those who vanished. His ship drifted further, pulled by some unseen force. Ahead, a faint glow appeared, dim, broken. He steered toward it, curiosity stronger than fear as he drew closer. He saw the remains of ships, hundreds of them, broken hulls drifting like bones in the void. Ships of many races, old and new, some he knew. Others lost to history, their wrecks floating silently. No battle marks, no signs of weapons, just empty shells. Aaron's breath caught. "This is where they ended," he whispered. "This is where the fleets vanished." He scanned the wrecks. But the scanners failed again. Only static filled the screen. The voices grew louder, overlapping. Countless voices repeating, "We remember you. We remember what you did." His mind spun. Who was you? Who did they remember? Then he saw it, deeper in the dark, beyond the wrecks. A shadow far larger than any ship he had ever seen. Its outline faint, but unmistakable. It was a warship. Massive, ancient, its shape sharp like a blade that had cut through ages. Lights flickered along its surface. Not bright, just enough to show it was not dead. It was waiting. Aaron's hands shook. His voice cracked. "Humans," he whispered. He felt it without proof. The shadow belonged to them. It was their ship, their guardian. Their warning, suddenly the voices changed. They no longer whispered in fear, they spoke in command. A single voice rising above the others, deep and calm. "You should not be here," Aaron froze. His ship's systems lit up by themselves. The controls moved without his touch. The course shifted, pulling him closer to the shadow. He tried to resist, but the ship did not obey. He was a passenger now, dragged toward the giant warship as he neared. He saw symbols carved into its hull, words in human language though faded by time. He did not know their meaning, but he felt their weight. Every letter a warning, the comm crackled, and for the first time the voice was clear. In perfect words he understood. "We watched you grow, we let you play, but you come too close." Aaron's body trembled. He forced himself to speak, his voice barely a whisper. Why did the maps end here?" The silence stretched. Then the voice answered, "Because beyond this line, the galaxy meets its truth." Before Aaron could ask more, the ship's lights shut down. Only the glow of the giant warship remained. Pulsing like a heartbeat in the void, his fear mixed with awe. He realized the rumors were wrong. Humans had not vanished. They were here, silent, waiting, and everyone feared the reason because no one had survived to tell it. Aaron leaned forward, his eyes wide, his heart pounding. "Then show me," he whispered. "Show me the truth." The warship's lights brightened, slow and steady, like eyes opening after a long sleep. And the void whispered back, "Very well." The hidden truth, Aaron's small ship floated closer to the massive shadow. The wrecks of fallen fleets drifted like grave markers all around him. His heart thumped so loud he could hear it in his ears. The warship before him was so large it seemed to hold its own gravity. Its surface was scarred yet unbroken. Each mark told of battles long forgotten. No alien empire had ships like this. None had ever built anything this vast. Its hull stretched into the dark until it vanished. Its very presence made his skin crawl. The comm crackled again. The same calm voice filled the air. "You asked for truth, then see it." Suddenly, the wrecks around him shifted not by natural drift, but as if an invisible hand was moving them. They parted, opening a path toward the giant ship. Aaron's controls moved without his touch. Guiding him forward, his ship passed wreck after wreck. He saw familiar crests and banners, symbols of great empires, ships that should have been invincible. Now, hollow shells, no burn marks, no torn metal, just lifeless, as though something had reached inside and drained their very existence. Fear clawed at his chest, but his curiosity burned hotter. "How could humans do this?" he whispered. "What power could destroy fleets without a fight?" The path ended at a massive gate carved into the warship's side. It opened slowly, silently, as if welcoming him. Inside glowed a faint blue light, like the heartbeat of a giant. His ship drifted into the gate. The door sealed shut behind him. Darkness pressed against the glass until the blue glow filled the chamber. It was vast, big enough to hold cities. His tiny ship was a speck inside it. The voice returned, but now it echoed from everywhere, not just the comms. "Look and remember." The light flared, and suddenly the walls of the chamber shimmered. Images filled the space, memories of war, endless battles across the stars. He saw humans standing on broken worlds, their eyes cold and unyielding, armies of machines marching beside them. Fleets of warships tearing through empires like fire through dry grass. He saw alien rulers kneeling, begging, and still the humans advanced. Their faces not cruel but merciless, like judges delivering a sentence. Aaron gasped, his hands trembling. It's true. The old stories, they fought the first war of the stars. The images shifted. He saw something greater. A shadow unlike any fleet. A creature or machine that filled whole systems with its darkness. Even humans struggled against it. The war tore through galaxies, entire species vanished, worlds burned to dust. Then he saw humans united, wielding weapons that bent light and time, their warships glowing like suns. They crushed the shadow, piece by piece, until nothing remained. The chamber dimmed. The images faded. The voice spoke again. Quieter now. "We did not vanish. We chose silence. We closed the border. We watched while the galaxy rebuilt itself, but it forgot the cost." Aaron's throat was dry. He whispered, "So the maps ended, not because of ignorance, but because you made them end." A pause. Then the voice answered, "Yes, the Council fears us. But they do not remember why they should." Aaron felt a chill. He understood now the reason fleets vanished. The reason maps stopped. The humans were not gone. They had hidden themselves, waiting, guarding, perhaps even warning. He looked again at the massive ship surrounding him. It was not dead. It was sleeping, waiting for a reason to wake fully. His comm buzzed again, this time softer, almost human. "You crossed the border. You carry our memory now. What will you do with it?" Aaron's chest tightened. He thought of the Council, of their endless debates, of the fear they clung to. If he returned with the truth, panic would spread across the stars. If he stayed silent, the galaxy would continue its fragile peace. He closed his eyes, whispering to himself, "What is right? What is safe?" But before he could answer, the ship around him pulsed, the blue glow spreading brighter. The voice said, "Your choice will come soon, but know this. Silence is not eternal." Aaron's ship was released, drifting back out through the gate. The path through the wrecks closed behind him. The giant warship sank once more into shadow, its lights fading as though it had never been awake. He sat frozen, his breath heavy, his mind spinning. He had seen the hidden truth. He knew what the galaxy feared. Humans were not gone. They were waiting. The awakening. Aaron's ship drifted in silence after leaving the shadow of the giant warship. His mind swirled with the visions he had seen. Empires burning, fleets falling, humans standing like iron against the void itself. It felt less like history and more like judgment. His comm remained silent for a long time. Only the hum of the ship filled the air. He thought perhaps it was over. Perhaps the humans had shown him enough and released him back to the void. But then the lights flickered, and the voice returned. Calm, steady, carrying weight that made his chest tighten. "You are not the first to see us, but you may be the last who leaves alive." Aaron's throat went dry. His hands trembled. "Why me?" he whispered. "Why let me go?" The voice did not answer at once. Instead, the ship's systems lit up on their own. Screens he thought were broken now glowed with symbols, human symbols, words he could not read but felt in his bones. Finally, the voice spoke again. "Because you asked not with greed, but with need. You wanted truth, not power." Aaron swallowed hard, his eyes wide. "And the others? The fleets that came before me?" A silence, then the answer. "They came with weapons ready, with fear in their hearts and conquest in their minds. They came to control what they did not understand, so they became part of the void." Aaron felt his chest tighten. He pictured the broken ships, fleets from every corner of the galaxy, turned to drifting ghosts because they had dared to cross the line with arrogance. The voice continued. "We do not destroy without reason. We are the wall that stands because no one else can. We guard what must remain hidden." "Hidden," Aaron echoed, his curiosity stronger than fear. "Hidden from who?" The lights dimmed, and the chamber filled with another vision. This one smaller, slower, like a memory whispered instead of shouted. He saw a prison of light deep in the dark, chains of energy holding something vast and restless. Its shape was unclear, shifting, changing, but its hunger was clear. The voice spoke with weight. "There are things in this universe older than stars, things that do not care for life. We fought them, we caged them, we keep them bound. If the galaxy knew, fear would devour it before the darkness could." Aaron's hands shook, his breath uneven. "So you closed the maps? You erased yourselves, so no one would come near the cage?" "Yes," the voice replied. "But time is long, and memories fade. The council forgets. The empires laugh. They think silence means weakness. They think borders mean fear. But silence is only patience, and borders are only warnings." Aaron's head lowered, his mind heavy with the weight of truth. He whispered, "The council will never believe me. They will say I lost my mind. They will say I dreamed it." The voice grew softer, almost human now. "Then speak carefully. Truth is a blade. If you wield it without care, it will cut everything. But if you keep it close, it may protect you." Aaron stared into the dark, his heart pounding. "Why tell me at all? Why not keep me silent like the others?" For the first time, the voice carried something different, almost like sorrow. "Because the time of silence is ending. The cage weakens, the darkness stirs, and when it rises, the galaxy will scream for help. Only then will they remember why their maps ended here." The weight of those words pressed on him like a mountain. Aaron realized this was not just a secret. It was a warning. The humans had not vanished. They had chosen to wait, guarding the cage of something far worse than themselves. His ship trembled. The system slowly returned to his control. The voice faded, leaving only one last echo. "Carry this memory, little one. The galaxy will need it soon." The screens went dark. The comm fell silent. Only his ship's faint hum remained. Aaron sat still, staring at the void where the great warship had vanished. His hands tightened on the controls. He was not sure if he should return, not sure if he could bear the weight of what he knew, but deep inside, a spark of understanding lit within him. The awakening was not only the humans, it was also him. He had been chosen to carry their truth, and the choice of what to do with it now rested in his trembling hands. The fear and the choice Aaron's ship finally crossed back over the invisible line. Leaving the dark border behind, as soon as he passed through, the stars returned, shining bright as if they had been waiting for him. The galaxy looked alive again, yet Aaron felt no comfort. His hand stayed firm on the controls, but his mind was heavy. He carried the memory of the visions, the weight of the voice, and the shadow of the warship still pressing on his heart. He knew what he had seen, but he also knew no one would believe it. Days later, his ship docked at the Council world. The station guards scanned him with suspicion, their eyes narrow. "You crossed the border," one muttered. "You should not be alive." Aaron gave no answer. He simply walked past. His silence was enough to deepen their fear. The council chamber filled quickly. Leaders from 100 worlds gathered, their robes heavy with jewels, their voices sharp with questions. The elder raised his hand, his tone strict. "You defied our law. You went where no one should. Now speak. What lies beyond the border?" All eyes turned to Aaron, the weight of their stares pressing down. His chest rose and fell. He wanted to tell them everything. The fleets destroyed without a fight, the giant warships sleeping in the dark, the truth about the cage and the ancient hunger. But as he opened his mouth, he saw the faces around him, some eager, some greedy, some fearful. He remembered the voices' warning. Truth is a blade. If used carelessly, it cuts everything. Aaron closed his eyes for a moment, then spoke slowly. "The maps do not end because of ignorance. They end because of mercy." Whispers erupted. The chamber filled with noise. One leader shouted, "Nonsense! What mercy?" Another sneered, "Did you find riches and hide them?" A third said, trembling, "Then it is true. The humans still live." The elder struck his staff on the floor, silencing the voices, his eyes narrow. "What did you see, boy?" Aaron's voice shook, but his words carried weight. "I saw what your fleets could not. I saw why they never returned. The humans are not gone. They wait, they guard. They are not silence. They are patience. And when they rise, the galaxy will remember fear." The chamber fell silent. No one spoke. Even the elder seemed shaken, his lips tight, his eyes unblinking. Finally, he asked, "Will they rise soon?" Aaron thought of the vision. The cage trembling, the dark hunger stirring. The sorrow in the voice. He could not tell them everything. "Not yet. Not when they were not ready," he whispered, "when the stars call for them. They will answer." A cold wind of dread passed through the chamber. Some leaders lowered their heads. Others looked around in fear. No one laughed. No one mocked. The elder leaned back in his seat, his face pale. "Then we must pray the stars remain silent." The meeting ended in uneasy silence. But rumors spread like wildfire. Fleets whispered of human warships hiding in the void. Merchants told tales of voices calling from the border. Children dreamed of shadows bigger than planets. Aaron walked out of the chamber alone. The sky above the council world stormed with thunder. He looked up, his eyes heavy but clear. He knew the truth now lived inside him, a burden and a warning. The voice's last words echoed in his mind. Silence is not eternal, and deep in the black void beyond the border, the giant warship pulsed once, faint but steady. Like a heart reminding the galaxy it was still alive,